Well, Jeff, thank you for joining me today as we have a little chat. Before we get into your story, tell me a little bit about yourself that maybe something people don't know about you.
Oh boy, it's a tough question. I think everybody knows pretty much everything about me.
Some hobbies, what's something that you like to do?
I like to ride bicycles. I play guitar a little bit.
You play guitar very well.
Well,
don't be
you.
humble.
Thank you.
It's okay. You're a very skilled guitar player.
Oh, thank you. I like to go hiking. I like the woods. I take my dog out. My dog runs me every day. So that's what, exercise I get.
So tell me a little bit about your story. What's your journey? I know you as a strong Christian man now. What's your journey before Christ? Talk a little bit about that.
Oh boy. Well, when I got in high school, I started partying a lot. And then when I lost my dad in 1991, my partying got a lot stronger, and I lived a crazy life, wild, getting in trouble, doing all kinds of things, prisons, rehabs, all kinds of stuff that goes with that. It wasn't very fun, but I thought I was living it up, but it was, now I look back on it, it was just, I was lost. I was very lost.
So talk to me about your transformation, your journey to Christ.
Okay, it really started when I was really young. My dad told me to start praying, and he taught me the prayer, if I die before I wake, pray Lord my soul to take. Well, I remember I was so young I couldn't even say that. I used to say, by I die, by I wake, pray Lord my soul to take. And he used to take me to the Moose club, and the Moose had a little star above the pool table with a kid on his knees praying, and my dad used to say, see that kid praying? That's what you should do, start praying, pray all the time. And I took that to heart, and I always prayed. And so during my active addiction, I knew I wanted a change. I knew I had to get out of it somehow. So I prayed, and I got down on my knees and I'd pray, ask God to get me out of this. And after some time, I slowly got out of it. It seemed like he started answering my prayers. And then, when I lost my daughter in it was March 10th, 2019 is when I lost my daughter, and I really started praying hard then. And I got lost even more though. And then God sent me over to Transformation Church here, and he couldn't have sent me to a better place. Seemed like this was the best place anywhere in the world I could have walked into, because you happened to have a sermon that day about other parents who lost their children, and I heard Pastor Jim's story about him losing his son, and it just fit me perfect. And that was the day I was saved. I broke down, I was crying, I'd snot, and the whole thing going on, and I did the altar call, and Pastor Jim told me to go to Bible class, and I started doing that, and I met all the men in Bible class, and they were awesome, teach me how to live again, and I learned so much, and it was great, it was awesome, and I love it.
Here we are today.
Yeah, here we are.
Let's just back up a little bit. You said about in your addiction, what are some of the things that you were bound with, and what was the process you went through to be free from that? If you can tell us some of that.
Oh boy, it was such a crazy journey that well, it all started in school when I was what they called the portico. It was a porch outside of the school where they let kids smoke cigarettes, but it turned into a party place for the kids. So I walked up there and I started partying, and I just experimented with everything, really. And then was taking some opiates, and I started taking Suboxone, and doctors prescribed me Suboxone for 11 years, and then I finally quit taking the Suboxone, and my hardest thing was benzodiazepine, like Xanax, Klonopin, and things like that. That was my real stumbling block. And actually, it wasn't until I came here that I was able to stop the benzodiazepine. Now I stopped the Suboxone in you're gonna have to edit this stuff.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
fine.
can't think much. I quit the Suboxone July 4th, 2019. But I didn't stop taking the benzos. And but that all stopped when I started coming here. It was like the Holy Spirit filled me, and it was talking to me. And now when I want to do something that I shouldn't be doing, I can feel the Holy Spirit telling me and speaking to me, and I gotta listen to the Holy Spirit when it talks to me. Because before I would just, I didn't want to listen to it. I would block it out or something. But now I submitted to it, and I listen to it, and I try to feed the Holy Spirit with what it needs.
So a little bit different. Some people, when they have some type of addiction, it can be cocaine, heroin, different things. Yours sounds like you got a hold on you was prescription medication and so forth that really got a hold on you.
It was prescription medication, and that was the other thing that I used. That it's prescription. That's not so bad. It's not from the street, but it's just as bad. It was, I was able to walk into a doctor, and I was able to tell a doctor exactly what he wanted to hear, so he prescribed me Xanax. That was
you knew how to work the system.
Yes, I did.
So you've gone through some heartbreak. You mentioned your daughter. How do you today? How does God help you through that? Because it is still hurt. There's still loss there. That doesn't just go away when you become a believer. How are some of the things that you've dealt with? Maybe someone watching this that's dealing with a similar situation. How are some of the things that you've been able to navigate through?
It was always hard for me dealing with it, and I was always battling with it, and that's why I like Xanax a lot, because it took me away from that kind of thing. But as soon as I found, not the day I was saved did I change over to being okay with it, but eventually I was able, since I accepted Christ, and through Jesus Christ I was able to understand that that's how life is, and I'll be able to see her when my time comes, and it's almost like I have a better connection with her now since I have a relationship with Jesus.
So I want to tell you how much I appreciate watching you and your journey, because I remember that Sunday that it was the weekend of the overdose awareness event that was at our church. The next day, the next Sunday, we asked them to allow to have some of the chairs and things, and I remember your response that day, and it's just been remarkable to watch you since. It wasn't just a one-day good experience or emotional thing. You've truly been transformed in your journey since then. So I just want you to know that I as a pastor, it's been a joy watching you on this journey. And it's not that, we never get to the point that things are perfect, but watching you administer to guys that are coming in that are lost, that are struggling, because it wasn't too long ago that you were one of those guys that was lost and struggling, and now you're ministering and loving on other guys. So I just want to tell you how much I appreciate watching you.
I try my best, and it's thanks to you and all the pastors in this church. It's a great place. Like I said, I couldn't have walked into a better place, and it was only 3 blocks from my house. You know,
Very convenient.
and and I was supposed to go to the church 50 years ago when you were on Pleasant Valley. I was there one time, and 50 years later I come back. I was just wondering, what if I would have stayed back 50 years ago, what would have happened then? Would I have gone through all that addiction and all the crazy jails and prison? But
Who knows? But you're here now,
I'm here now.
and you're serving the Lord, and He's doing some great things through you. So
Yeah, He
appreciate
certainly
it.
is.
Appreciate watching your journey and continue to serve Him. So thanks for coming in today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.